look at the person you're in no contact with. Okay, 2 cards. Right, 1 more. Okay, right. Your person is still in love with you. All right. They've got themselves into a karmic relationship. Okay. I'm not saying they weren't happy to start with. I'm getting that it was just very fleeting, very glossy, very on the surface. I think they thought it was going to be more than it's actually turned out to be. But they would like to, in their head and their heart, they'd like to get together with you. But I just feel from this karmic relationship today that there's a lot of turmoil in your person's environment right now. Okay. I feel they want to contact you. I feel they miss you. But they've got themselves embroiled. I've heard the word embroiled. Into a situation where they can't just break free. They've got themselves trapped almost. You know, they've got themselves, you know, like a rabbit stuck in the headlights, and it just freezes and it can't move. And it's to do with the turmoil. They want to let go, and they want to come forward, and they want to love you. Okay? You were caused by them a lot of pain. Okay, they're not sure if you're still holding on to some resentment either, which, you know, is normal. If somebody's caused you a lot of pain and they've gone into another relationship, whatever the relationship might be, and you're just left floundering around like you never existed, it's going to cause pain, and it's perfectly acceptable to feel resentment and pain and to process those feelings. But I'm going to see what they'd like to say, okay, because I do believe deep down this person loves you, and I'm going to see what turmoil it is. You know, just narrow that down a bit. Any messages for you today? I'm feeling a need to pull messages for you as well specifically, and then see what the best possible outcome is. So I'll just give these a shuffle. Like I say, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all well. Thanks so much for watching, all your support. I do read all your comments, absolutely everything. Couldn't do it without you. You are absolutely always amazing. Always remember that you are amazing. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of this video if you're on a mobile. That will take you through to the description box, okay? Links to the website are in there, and check out the free relationship report if you want to. Also, if you're new here and you like the content, if you want to see any more and you wouldn't mind, just hit that notification bell and subscribe. All right then, everyone. Okay, this is sad. Sad, 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 sad. I love you unconditionally. That's what they'd like to say to you, okay? Because I feel when you're separated, they told you they probably didn't like you, or they didn't want you, or you weren't good enough, or they just completely trauma dumped on you, all right? It was just an excuse. It was an excuse because they couldn't deal with something in their own head, okay, that got nothing to do with you. And unfortunately, instead of them dealing with that, they decided it was going to be easier to jump ship and give you no explanation whatsoever, I just heard. They left you with all the, I'm just hearing all the trauma, okay? They definitely said things to you like they didn't love you, they didn't want you, that it was time to move on, okay? But they were never honest with you. This is them being honest now. This is what's really going on. They do love you unconditionally, okay? They do love you unconditionally. No surprise there. My life is not as together as it seems. Well, we know that. That's what I was getting straight at the beginning of this, that they're in turmoil, okay? It was a fleeting connection compared to yours. Even if they've been in this situation for a couple of years or even longer, you know, time doesn't really exist, but I won't go into that today. But it's fleeting in the grand scheme of the connection that you had, okay? You know, yours is deeper. One more, please, Spirit. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, absolutely. They did. They dumped everything on you. They told you it was all your fault. You either weren't looking good enough, working hard enough, pushing the broom in the right direction. You know, you get the drift on what I'm channeling. It didn't matter what you did. You know, you could have had 15 brooms to sweep the kitchen, as we say in the UK, but nothing was going to be good enough for this person, because they'd made their mind up to move on because it was easier, because they couldn't face what they had to face at that time. Okay? They just couldn't do it. They didn't have the strength of character almost to go through a dark night of the soul themselves. And I don't mean, you know, they were going to have some massive spiritual awakening. I mean, there was this thing. In fact, let me just get a card out for their past. What is going on with their past? Please, Spirit. There's something they couldn't deal with. Yeah, they couldn't deal with it. They have within them, this is going to nail it down for you today, they have within them, they can be quite a happy-go-lucky person, okay, they're good fun, they're willing to take risks and chances in life, but the downside of them is they have a fear of commitment, okay. Now, this could have taken years to bubble up again, but if something, instead of them working through their problems, they will just take the easy option, I'm hearing the irresponsible option, and they will just move on to the next thing without thinking, okay? But this time with you, because I feel they do love you very much, and always have done, that they blamed you, because that was easier, okay? They didn't have to face it. You know, we can all lie to ourselves, can't we, really, if we're honest? We can all lie to ourselves a bit. And this person lied to themselves, okay, but yeah, they can be very, very impulsive at times. What else happened in their past? Yeah, oh gosh. They in their past, okay, they took a chance on something, whether it was a relationship before they met you, it could have been an early relationship, but they took a chance and they threw their lot in, like themselves, into something, okay, and it ended, right? It ended, whatever that was, whether it's a parental relationship, whatever, but this relationship ended. They have never fully processed that. They're still stuck in that, looking. So instead of processing this before you came along, they then procrastinate and they start looking at all other options. They become very self-absorbed and they're just really into looking at what else is out there, okay? Could even be other romantic relationships. They could have been looking online. But it's not because, I know it's not much comfort, but it's not because they didn't love you, and this is not your issue to sort, okay, it's for them to sort, but they had a relationship that went horribly wrong, okay, and they moved on from that. They got on with their life like we all do, and I think we can all do this at some point. We have things that don't work out, we bury them very deeply. But at some point, usually they do come back. You know, those wounds will open. Whatever opened your person's wound, they then became really nasty with you, okay? They've realised they can't run anymore. There's no more cliffs to jump off, all right? And there's no one to catch them. And the situation they are in is now in turmoil. Because unfortunately there is no one to catch them, and whatever this karmic situation is, they can't get out of it at the moment, okay? They can't get out of it at the moment. No, bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands reversed. They've got no energy. Everything's a burden. They're struggling, okay? What seemed like, and it was just, you know, those heat of the moment ideas that seemed like a really good idea at the time, and then you kind of wake up and think, what have I done? Oh dear, that's it, okay? You know, they've missed an opportunity with you. They've missed an opportunity with you, all right? Let's just see what's going on in this environment they're in, please. Specifically, the environment they're in, please. Okay, third party, definitely third party, 3 of Cups. If there's turmoil, there's definitely overindulgence, arguing, 2's company, 3's a crowd kind of energy, and financial problems, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that's why they're trapped. It's money, it's property, it's trapped in a physical situation. The Pentacles are physical. Okay, so it's not trapped in the head, not in the heart, not in the energy like the Wands. It's physical. It's something in the physical that's trapping them. So yeah, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. They've got unexpected changes, financial issues. There can even be bankruptcy, businesses going bump. They know they have to come in this time back to you, and this has to be fixed. Okay, now these 2 cards together tell me that whoever they have invested their physical time, money, effort into, that it isn't working out and they're not fitting in. There could be arguments about financial issues with parents, inheritance. Okay, it's a general reading, but that's what this means. All right, they are trying to work out a way of almost becoming financially independent before they move back to you. Okay, they need to fix themselves because of what they said to you. I feel they told you you weren't doing enough. You know when somebody swears black is white, but it's obviously black, and you were left thinking, well, hang on a minute, how can you say that? Okay, they've got to fix this. And they've got losses, this financial losses going on with a group of people, or one person in particular if it's romantic, that was very superficial. It was all very fruitful to start with, but I just feel like it's rotting, like it's all rotting. Okay. Are they going to do anything? Are they going to do anything at the moment? Can they do anything at the moment? Because I do feel that they've got to get their independence back. Okay, they've got to move out of the property. They've got to find themselves. They've got to get on their feet before they can come back into you. What is the short term, please? Short term outcome, please. No. At the moment, there still will be no communication, all right? But the 4 of Swords for me quite often means that there's no communication at the moment, but there is a possibility there will be in the future, okay? They haven't got the energy, and I don't think you have. I think they were very hurtful, and I think they almost feel that you wouldn't be very happy to hear from them, or they're frightened of what you're going to say because they know what you've got to say to them is actually what they deserve. All right, they deserve it. Okay, they do deserve it. They're watching you. Yeah, they're not speaking to you, but they're keeping an eye on you. All right, you are in their imagination. All right, they dream about you, they think about you, they imagine, but they're not doing anything, and they are keeping an eye on you. Okay. Yeah, and eventually I feel they will come back in. 3 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. When they're going to come back in when they've got something to offer. The 8 of Pentacles is somebody who's built something, who's focused, who's on the job, who is willing to get their head down and do the work. Okay. 3 of Cups, yeah. I feel they will contact you and they will want to meet up. 3 of Cups is a reunion card. Okay. But for the time being, I feel all they're going to do is watch you. Let me just get some messages. Like I said, I was being called to do that for you. Let's just have a look at these for a second. Let's have a look. Yeah, you're being asked to keep on the road you're going, be open to success. Listen to your divine guidance, that quiet voice. that quiet voice, that nudge, those synchronicities, okay? You have had a really hard time and you've had to balance so many different priorities, and you know something, you have come out a winner. Even if you feel you're not quite there yet, you really are. You are the winner. You're always the winner. You know, it's a privilege for anyone to be in your life, okay? You are going to come into a lot of recognition and praise headed your way. Don't be shy. Allow others to shower you with the gratitude you deserve. Pull your energy back. Pull your energy back and know that it is a blessing and a privilege to be with you. That you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are more than worthy. Okay, you are more than worthy to be treated kindly, with generosity, and to be put first, okay? And to have your desires met. You don't have to go with what other people want. Yeah, people might fall out of your life, but that doesn't matter, okay? Be true to your soul, be true to your heart, and just remember that your success is here, it's coming in, it's in this energy that I'm channeling. Just align yourself to it and say, you know what, I deserve this. This is mine. It's got my name on it. I've always deserved it. All right, and with regard to your ex, yeah, they love you. Eventually, they will come out of the woodwork, okay? But you get to choose. It's your life, you're the operant power, this is your universe, you're creating it. You create whatever you want, okay? And it doesn't matter what other people think. You just be you and love yourself just the way you are. All right, I love you all. Send you love, take care, bye.